Hello, everyone, and welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with me and Welsh. Today's guest is someone I'm really amazed by. I'm amazed by her courage, amazed by her determination, and amazed by her willingness to embrace who she truly is. It took a while in a world like this today, but I won't tell you much. Meet my special guest. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Painless Universal Conversation with me, Anne Welsh. Today's guest, I've briefly made a brief introduction. Her name is Pavie. She's someone I admire. I really do. She's written this book here. I have a copy, and I've read it, and I'm honored that she was able to give me a signed copy. And it's called 20s and Happy. When I met her, I was really blown away by her story. And we're going to start on this journey because we're going to go deep and talk about her journey and how we can encourage others who are in a similar position to find joy along the way. Thank you so much, Pavie, for joining me. I'm really honored to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I know. You look gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you. So do you. You look amazing always.
Yeah.
But I also want to say how much I admire you as well, because I just finished your book a month ago, and it took me like 5 months to read it on and off because I'm such a slow reader. But I want to say how amazing and eye-opening your book is, because before I met you, I had no idea what sickle cell was.
Yes.
What sickle cell disease was. I had no idea about that. I didn't know anything about that. And when I look at you now, I just see a beautiful, smiling woman, but I have no idea what this woman has to go through on everyday basis.
That's
and
correct.
Your book is such an eye-opener for everyone to just basically look see everyone how they are. Don't judge them, because you never know what a person goes through. That doesn't matter how they look like. They can look on point, but you never know what pain they go through. So honestly, again, I admire you so much, because there are so many painful moments that I just wanted to cry from the pain, because you were like, oh, it happened to me again, it happened to me again. And I just felt lots of desperation from your side.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, you made it, and you got 2 beautiful children, and you made it, so that's really amazing.
Absolutely. No, it was a challenge. It wasn't an easy journey at all. And when I look back at my life, I'm absolutely delighted I had to go through that really rough patch of my life. I felt like someone was throwing rocks at me, and no pity in doing so. They just made it absolutely hard for me. And I'm so grateful that I was able to use this pain I suffered over the years to create this platform where I could talk to others going through similar situation, and we could all share our stories. Because if I had a place like this where we could all share a story, I think probably my life would have just been slightly much easier. Because I always had to fight. I always had to fight, and I always had to have a bright smile, and always kept going. But your story is so unique and very similar to mine, in the sense that mine was to deal with chronic illness.
Yeah.
But yours is very, very unique. But before we start, I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about who you are. For all this, my viewers who are going to watch this show and don't know who you are. Who are you?
Well, as you can hear, I have an accent. So basically, I was born in Czechia, or Czech Republic. And when I was 18, I moved to Sydney for 3 years. I just packed my bags and moved to Sydney for 3 years. And then I moved to London for, I've been in London for the last 4 years. 4 years now. So I would be just traveling around the world, basically. So I'm from there. What I do, as you said, I just wrote a book, 20s and Happy. So that was my big goal and big mission. But also on the side, I'm really creative. So my major is a makeup artist. So I've been doing makeup for the last 10 years.
Yes.
And also I've been performing all my life. So I'm performing in London, in clubs, in nightclubs, festivals, doing British impersonator, and also do a little bit of modeling and LGBT activism on the side.
Yes. And I must say, I've seen your Britney Spears impersonator, and I must say you do look like her when you really get the gears on. When I looked at one of your pictures, and I couldn't believe it, that you actually look like her. But what's fascinating about this conversation today is about your struggle of transformation. The day you told me, and I was very happy you told me, because you were so open about it. Because I believe if you don't talk, other generation going through similar pain will never talk.
Yeah.
We need models like you. We need people like you to be open and tell them the honest
100%. Yeah.
of what.
So basically, for anyone who hasn't noticed, I'm a transgender woman, so I wasn't born as a woman, and that's what we're gonna talk about with Anne as well today.
Yes, yeah, because this conversation is really to talk about that, because my conversation was pain. I had to deal with sickle cell. And there's a stigma in Africa where I'm from about sickle cell, and it's still going on today. I've been to certain part of Africa and I talk about it, and people are looking at me, well, don't talk about that issue, just let it be, or don't tell this doctor, don't tell you, stop telling people you have sickle cell, keep your mouth shut. And because I keep talking, I've inspired so many others to talk as well. And I've inspired other mothers as well who have kids with sickle cell, not to feel bad or not to feel that this is the end.
100%.
You are born a man, but you're going on this journey. Could you tell me how this journey started with you?
Well, all my life, it was kind of within me. But, first of all, I want to say that everyone has a unique story and everyone is different. So what I'm going to say, it doesn't mean the perfect example of transgender childhood or perfect example of being different. No, because we all have different story and we all have different circumstances.
Yes.
And there is no such a perfect example or a measure, you trans or you're not trans, or doesn't exist like that. We all have different story and we all have our different circumstances. So basically, I've been always very, very feminine. It goes back to when I was 4, just dressing up in my mom's clothes, wearing her high heels, blah blah blah. But again, it can be a gay boy who does the same, right? So it just doesn't really define anything, doesn't really clarify anything. But anyway, I was just always so feminine all my life. And it was in Sydney, I was kind of starting playing with my identity. But I was still comfortable in my body. I was still comfortable with who I was. It was just kind of when I went out, I put on different clothes, and I remember the time I was calling myself genderless. I was like, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm just this experience, right? And it was always for fun. But it wasn't until London when I realized, okay, I don't feel comfortable in my body. There's something wrong. It wasn't like a shock from night to day. It wasn't like that. It was a very smooth and very long journey. So it started with just going out as a female, dressing up as a female. But then it got to the point that I needed professional help because I suffer from gender dysphoria, which means that you are very uncomfortable with the body you are. Where you were born. So basically, you experience a huge discomfort because the body that is here doesn't match with the person who is inside of your brain. So every single time.
What age roughly was this?
It was 22.
Okay, all right.
It was 22. So I was still feminine all my life, but I came out as a gay when I was 19 because I was growing up in, it just basically my environment, let's make it short, my environment didn't let me to be free, or because, and I didn't have many examples. I didn't even know about what it was, So I was basically the only gay in a village in the middle
Yes.
of nowhere, right? Then I went to Sydney, explored my identity, was so comfortable with myself, so confident. Everything was amazing. I was having the best time of my life, going to the LGBT scene, the gay scene in Sydney was amazing. But then in London, what happened was that it wasn't just my identity. It wasn't just me being attracted to males. It wasn't just dressing up, being a drag queen or however you want to call it. I wanted to be a woman full time on daily basis because it just felt right. It wasn't even like, I didn't even ask anyone for permission. I didn't even ask any, like, if it's true or not. It was necessary for my well-being and for my future to be comfortable, right, with who I was. And so after experiencing social dysphoria for a year, I was waiting for a private transgender clinic. It's called Gender GP, Dr. Weberly, who is the biggest one in the UK if you want to go private. Because what happens with, if you want to go on NHS, the waiting list is minimum 2 years. So to this day, I would still be waiting. I would still be waiting for my medication, for my therapy, everything. So basically, Dr. Weberly was my big help, and it really saved me. Because that time I was really suffering from anxiety and depression. And again, I wrote a book about happiness, right? And then it was at the end of the book when I'm saying that suddenly I started experiencing anxiety and depression, even suicidal thoughts. And I was like, I never had it before. So my life just completely changed 180. And it was a big change, and still is. And it's not hard because, on past 3 years been the toughest of my life mentally, because I had to deal with so many things in my brain. It's not just about being accepted from the outside or family. It's more still dealing and being patient with myself, because you're not, the whole change, whatever you want, whatever your goal is on the outside or inside, doesn't happen from day and night. It doesn't happen by day and night. So basically you need to be really patient with yourself. And it's still journey, it's still continuing journey.
Yeah, no, that's really true, because when you hear about people going through such change, we automatically think that this journey is day and night, that you wake up tomorrow, you take a pill, wake up tomorrow, and you become that person you want to be. And it doesn't happen that way. So your journey of pain, right? Can you describe some of the pain you felt and how you overcame these pains? Some of the pain you felt of this is when you started the transition.
Yeah. So I would say the worst pain, if I compare my pain, your pain was physical, right?
Yes, it was
my pain,
body pain, and
yeah, exactly. You could actually feel like it was pain.
Yes.
My pain was, and it still is, emotional and mental. So basically, what I would say is my number one problem, my number one pain is the gender dysphoria, which I deal with till today. Basically, you're still not comfortable with your body, and also you, or in my case, I get social anxiety, which I never had before. Before I knew I was a woman, or I came out as a trans publicly or officially, or whatever you want to call it, I never had it before. I never experienced it before. It's basically, social anxiety is the fear of people and the the drama that goes on in your head. You don't want to leave the house. You're scared to leave the house. Sometimes it takes me 2 hours to leave the house. Sometimes I don't want to. That's what happened last week. I didn't leave the house for 5 days because I just was scared of people. But it happens to me. Doesn't have to happen to other people, right? It's individual. And I've been working on it with counselors and with therapists and with psychologists, because it's interesting, because I'm an extrovert, I'm a performer, I'm really out there, but I have this because I was also sexually assaulted twice in my life, and I was abused. I don't even know how many times, verbally abused, right? So that's the traumas and rejection from people that caused me trauma. I have to work on, and I have to deal with it, and I have to fight it.
Yeah. Because when you say the anxiety of going out, I can relate to that with my own circumstances. I used to have a disabled badge, and because my illness is not seen, I'm not limping or anything like that. I just remember when I parked with my disabled badge, people would come and attack me, and that led me with fear. I started becoming scared of going out. To leave the house, I would start panicking, even though I know I needed the disabled bag because I couldn't walk more than a certain amount. But I was so petrified of the thought of people, what they would say to me when I went out. But what what helped me, and that really did help me, is that I had to believe in myself. These people don't live with me, and most of these people I will never see again. I will just never ever see you again. It's only by chance, unless you're my friend. And if I do have to see you again, you have to be my friend or something. So why am I letting your small world bother me? And it took a while, because every time I went out, I had to say that. I had to start believing in myself. I had to say, Anne, you didn't cheat the system to get this disabled badge. You went through the process and you got it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and giving power to those people who are abusing you. Just brace yourself up, park your car, and walk away. If they say anything, just ignore it. Because I also realized that I wasn't the only one facing pain, that everybody else had their own kind of pains as well. Even the person who was saying something to you was going through something. So I think sometimes they inflict their own pain on you. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I just thought, you're going through your own issues of pain, of when people see you having those thoughts. But I think sometimes you just have to probably reduce those thoughts and not really let that consume you so much that it now takes away who I know you to be. That person who's lively, bubbly, Britney Spears impersonator. Do you get?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you could go.
It's as you say, it's true, and I really like this the part of in your book, because I could really relate. Like, people don't know what you're going through.
Yes.
And they can attack you because just on based how you look like it, they see someone who can walk, right? And they're like, she's fine. Why does she need it?
Yeah.
And you're just tired of explaining. You don't, you just, why would you explain yourself? You just want to live your life. And I really could relate to you, that part of the book. Because what we need is really compassion on everyday basis. And I think me and you have a really higher level of compassion because we went through something hard. We've been through struggle. We've been through heartache or any pain, and we really know what it takes and how it feels. And so basically, it made us more compassionate. It made us more accepted and respectful.
Yes.
So that's kind of like a quality I really like about myself. That's what the situations and the circumstances made me.
Yeah.
That's So I like that. Um, yeah.
So are there any kind of pain, apart from going out, are there other painful episodes going on in your world that you people would who are going through the same thing would probably be going through as well?
Well, I would say the top three would be the social anxiety, the gender dysphoria, and I would say like the emotional depression, which is, you know, my life is really extreme. So I'm really happy for most of my life, but when I do go down, I go down. Like I don't want to see anyone, I don't want to talk to anyone. I really close down, and that's what's kind of hard. Like it's all mental, you know, and but it's all doable, it's all possible. You can work on it. You can. I had an amazing session with kinesiologist from Australia last night who really helped me. If you are willing to get better, if you are willing to be the best version of yourself, remember there's always help. There's always better tomorrow. There's always hope.
Yes.
Always, always, always. You know, there are days I'm thinking I can't go anymore, I can't do it anymore. Like you can't do it anymore. It's just all in your head. But it's really easy to say it now, you know, when you feel okay, but it's really hard that moment when you just really feel the pain and when you just even can't get out of your own bed. But one thing I would love to highlight for other trans people who are watching or who might see this video is you need to be patient, you need to trust the process, and you need to be gentle with yourself. That's the best advice I could ever give you to anyone, especially trans people, because as we said, doesn't happen overnight. It's a constant journey. You have to accept yourself, which I did, so it's perfect. You have to accept yourself because once you accept yourself, you won't seek validation from other people. You won't seek the feeling of being accepted or being liked or have to explain myself, because you will know here who you are. And even though you're not comfortable that moment, or you're not confident, you know that you are a woman or you are a man or you are non-binary, whatever, right? You need to know who you are first, and then it will unfold naturally on the journey. And it's really hard first year when it's fresh. It's really hard mentally and physically because you want the changes, you want quick, you want the physical changes quickly. But you know, your body needs time and it happens overnight, so you really need to be patient with yourself.
So what gives you optimistic? So what makes you optimistic about life? When you wake up in the morning, when do you feel optimistic, and what gives you that feeling?
Well, in my book, I'm saying that number one, the key to happiness is gratitude. So I'm always saying, once you're grateful, you are happy. And it's always, I always say it and I always say that because once you're grateful, you stop looking around what you don't have, what you're missing, where you should be or where you're supposed to be. But you are truly in the moment, grateful for what you have, for your health, for your circumstances, for the weather, for your family, for your job, your friends, whatever it is. That moment really brings you down to yourself, being present. It really grounds you, makes you grounded. And that's what gives me the happiness mindset, but that's what gives me the positivity, because I'm kind of happy that moment. You know, it's the whole positivity, happiness mindset that I'm talking in my book, and it can be practiced. It can be I wasn't born with that. I had to kind of work on it. But if you are being present, if you are being mindful, and if you are being grateful, um, it really helps. I would say it's
Yeah.
the keys, the keys for that.
Now we're going to jump onto your book,
Yeah.
20s and Happy. Why did you choose the name 20s and Happy?
Right.
And
So
describe how you decided to put what's in here on here.
yes. So when I was 21 and
Mm-hmm.
lived in Sydney, I lived not far from the beach. And every morning I woke up and I went to the ocean for meditation. And I spent so much time by myself. So I felt really calm that time of my life. Also, I met beautiful, inspiring people on the way. And I was just so inspired and overwhelmed by this new new lifestyle that I never experienced before. It was just new lifestyle for me, new experience, because the Sydney and my childhood completely different people, different circumstances, different lifestyle, different food, different weather. Everything was different, and in my eyes it was better, it was more exciting. And because I met really amazing people, what was really lucky to me, they inspired me to be to motivate my generation. So basically, when I was at the ocean, I started writing positive, uplifting, motivating, inspiring quotes for my friends on Facebook and Instagram, because I really wanted to share the excitement from life, the happiness that I had within, from the beauty around, because it was the excitement, right?
Yes.
That's how it started. It started with the quotes. It started with simple quotes. But then I remember I was in my living room one day and I just got to the realization that it's just not enough. And my brain was just, I remember the time, my brain was just so full of the ideas and the desire to share my happiness mindset with other people of my generation, that I decided to write a book. Most of the book I wrote on my phone, because at the time I had no money for a computer. So I remember starting writing the book on my phone. I'm 20 and I'm starting writing the book, and I hope I'm gonna finish it one day. And that's how I started writing, because it wasn't just like, oh, I want to write a book. It was a calling. It was necessary, because there were 3 months of break. I didn't write any single word. But guess what? I got crazy. I was like, I need to go back, because there was this voice. Pavie, you have a mission. Pavie, you have a voice. Pavie, you have a power. Pavie, you need to do it. It wasn't just I decided. It was something else was guiding me to write it and to get to the point where I'll finish it, right? And as you asked, it's called 20s and Happy, because I want to explain you don't need to wait to any point in your life. You don't need to wait for the career. When you think I made it now, you don't have to wait till you have family, the dream boyfriend, the dream occupation, when you win this and that.
Yes.
The happiness is not there, because as you know, life is not about getting to destination. Life is a constant journey, never ends. Once you achieve something, you will get to another task. Once you finish this, once you visit all countries in Africa, you want to go to all countries in America, and then Asia. It's always like that. So I wanted to tell my generation, guys, be patient, stop, don't rush, be happy where you are right now, because you are the youngest you will ever be right now, but also at the same time, you are the wisest you've ever been today.
Yes.
So I want to tell them that your life is perfect and beautiful and amazing, and you are enough just as you are today. And yes, it will get better. You will get more experience with the future, with your circumstances later in life. But right now, you have to work with what you have. And you can't wait for someone else to make you happy. You can't wait for different circumstances to make you happy, because you have to create the happiness mindset in your head on everyday basis. And if you're a healthy person, if you're not going through deep depression, if you're not going through, if you're not mourning for someone who passed away, or if you're not going through really tough circumstances, if you're a healthy person, it is possible to create the happiness mindset in your life. As I'm saying, step by step with my chapters, it is possible to get it.
No, honestly, I've read your book and I was thinking, wow, how I wish I knew some of these facts about happiness when I was that age, because
Yes.
you always think, I wait till I'm married, I wait till I have kids,
Yes.
to no, life is absolutely perfect for me to actually find my own true happiness. What your book really summarizes, that we need to start embracing who we are at whatever age and be
Yes.
grateful. Mm-hmm.
Especially teenagers, especially people in their 20s, because as I said in the beginning of the book, when I'm explaining why I wrote a book and stuff like that, 20s is the age when you leave the nest, when you leave your hometown, when you leave your family and you become independent. And you often in this alone. You often meet new people on the journey. You meet, everything starts, new. And you get in, I don't know, maybe you graduated, or maybe you're looking for the job you want to do, and you already want to be here, but you are just here in your eyes that moment. And I want to explain that you don't need to waste that time, the beautiful youth and all the experience around you, just because you're chasing something that you want to have and you don't have it yet. You will get there. Just be patient with yourself, relax, trust the journey. And also, one advice I would love to share today is, whatever you can change, do 100% what it takes and what you can do to change that. But if you can't change that, just sit back and relax and trust the universe, or trust the God, trust the process that you will get there, and it will work out for your best, for your good, for your own good, because that's my philosophy, and that's what really kind of makes me grounded. It calms me down. I've done the best I could. I did everything I could. Okay, I can relax now because it's not in my hands anymore.
And one of my final questions is really, I says trans is it trans person, right?
Yeah, it can be transgender, transsexual. Yeah,
I never know what
yeah.
terminology it is.
I prefer, like in my case, I prefer like transgender or trans. Like the transsexual, that doesn't really resonate with me. But again, it's not wrong that so many other trans people who
So
trans,
you
they
prefer the
don't mind.
transgender?
But that's what I just prefer. It just sounds better to me.
Okay.
Transsexual, it's kind of doesn't really resonate. But it's not wrong. It's not wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. Like I wouldn't get offended, anything like that. I just prefer transgender girl, transgender woman, whatever,
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So as a transgender woman, for example, what initiative are you doing out there to help other upcoming ones and people who are currently in similar situation, to guide them by this process and make it a little bit easier for them?
Yeah, well, I really want to, first of all, I would love to make the world really equal. And past few weeks, we really know what equality means and why equality is needed. And equality is something I was really always very passionate about, and I was standing for, because there's so many things that we still need to change for trans rights. we're still behind, we're still not equal with cisgender people, and still so much to work on. And I'm really fighting for equality, and I really want to motivate other trans people with the message of self-love, because I believe that self-love and kindness, not just for kindness to people around you, but kindness to yourself, and self-love and being gentle and patient really makes your journey easier and really helps you on your path called life.
That's true.
So I'm trying to help, my friends or other trans people to be gentle with themselves and love themselves. It's kind of like the best advice I can always give them, and I can help them, because that's something, because I'm a very compassionate and sensitive person, and I'm really, I want to make sure everyone feels good around me. I want to make sure everyone feels safe, accepted, everyone feels good. It's really important for me. So that's kind of a topic that is close to my heart, the self-love and kindness and the happiness and well-being of everyone and every trans person. Because it's a hard life, it's a hard journey.
Yes.
Every single trans person knows what it takes, what they have to go through, whether it's for example, my case, I'm going to share one case, because my nationality is Czech. Czech law doesn't allow you to change sex at the passport. So in all my legal documents, I'm still male, and I got still male name, which is something really frustrating and uncomfortable, because it's a part of the whole missing identity. And that's just an example. That's something I have to go through on borders, in a bank, on post office, with the bills, all this legal, documents, stuff like that. Or when I'm traveling, that's another privilege. Privilege is something that you don't have to Google countries where you go if you are safe there, if you are legal there, right? For so many countries in the world, I would still be illegal there or not safe, right? That's something we have to work on. Maybe it won't happen in my lifetime, but if in the future, I'm having a hope, that we all be accepted and all be equal, and as I said, like it can be your physical changes, it can be your mental changes, it can be working on your voice, it can be working on being accepted at your job, or being fired at your job because you weren't completely unacceptable, or your family doesn't accept you. In my case, all family is amazing, but I have a grandma who just told me she told me, in my eyes, you're gonna be man for the rest of your life. She was like, God made you man, you're gonna be man. And it's really painful, and it's grandma I love, but she gives me nightmares, to be honest, like I have legit nightmares about her. And that's just one person of the whole family who doesn't accept me, and what it does to my well-being, my mental health, right? So I can imagine what people in the closet, transgender people in the closet, who know that they can't even get out because of the family or their circumstances or their culture or religion or country they live in. I can't even imagine how much harder it must be for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's just little examples of why it's hard to be transgender,
No, I'm absolutely delighted to have you join me today on this conversation, because I wanted to reach out to you to share your story. Your story is one of painful experiences, but in life, I think we all know there are different kinds of pain. And if we don't come together and share our story, it will be difficult for others to overcome their pains.
Definitely. And I'm really aware of the fact that, I have a voice, and I have the confidence I have, and I'm a very strong person here because of what I've been through. And I'm aware of that, and because of that I really want to share my experience, help others, inspire others, motivate transgender people, but also I want to educate the rest of the world, because there's people everyday basis who don't even know what trans means, who are, and that's okay, because obviously people from, you know, 2-3 generations past, they don't know, they didn't grow up with that. It's just something, a topic that's open last not even 10 years, right? Because of internet, social media, that really helps. So I want to educate cisgender people what it is, what we have to go through, how to be accepted, how to be helped, how to be compassionate and kind to trans people, because it's really hard. Trans people have hard life on its own. They don't need your
additional stress.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. So how have you, I hope you're staying well with the whole COVID-19. I hope you haven't been affected at all by this whole.
I actually was. I think I had it 2 months ago. I think I had virus. I'm still not fully recovered in terms of my smell and taste. It's kind of still didn't get back to me, like 100%. But it was really bad 2 months ago. But right now I'm okay. I'm feeling healthy. I'm really enjoying being at home because I can cook meals, you know, doing the things I've learned Italian. I'm reading books. You know, I'm really working on myself and my well-being, and I'm really enjoying being by myself. I really miss my friends and family, and I really miss traveling, because I used to travel like at least once a month. So that's what I really miss. And of course I miss performing, going clubs and socializing, because you know, what is London about it when you can't go out? Like, you know, it doesn't matter where you live, you can be close in the middle of jungle and it will be the same, right? But London is really about socializing, the nightlife and going out, and that's what I'm missing right now. But you know, we will see how it goes, and if we get back to the normal that we had, or if there will be a new normal, I don't know. But again, I'll let it go, let it be. I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen. I'll let it unfold, you know, and hope for the best. And yeah, just accept as it is. Yeah. What about you?
Just the same. Just looking forward to what this new world will be.
Are you visiting home with kids?
I'm home with kids because they are homeschooling.
They're homeschooling.
My son's year didn't go back. So yeah, so just being home and keeping very busy with this recording and getting people's voice out there. So it's been intense. But I want to thank you so much for being on this show.
Thank you for having me.
Because I really needed to hear your voice and to share your story. Your story is one of inspirational, and you should never forget that, because at the end of the day, what matters is that we are all human beings. I mean, it doesn't matter what color, what religion, what anything, what sex we are. What matters first is that we should always remember we're human beings. Once we're a human being, we should always just share that love. And I know once you take that with you, you probably, you know, the message will spread around more quickly. Thank you so much, Pavie, and I hope.
Thank you. So nice to see you.
Catch up with you soon. You too. Stay well, and I will catch up soon.
Yes. Have a beautiful day. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Bye bye.